What's going on, everyone, and welcome to Movie Emporium's Netflix original series review of Hit and Run. Now, before we begin, if you like this channel, awesome, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium, hit that notification bell at the top to find out what's coming next. If you like any of these videos, awesome, hit that like button as well as commenting below any video to watch, including this one. So Hit and Run is a 9-part series that is in this first season. It's an Israeli-American production. It stars Lior as Segev, and he's a tour guide slash father slash husband to a American woman named Danielle, who's a dancer. And in the first episode, which is not giving much away, she is killed in a hit-and-run accident, which becomes the linchpin of this series. Well, Segev is a individual that has a military background. He worked in Mexico and stuff like that. So his suspicions become more than this being an accident, and what he ends up uncovering becomes more of a possible conspiracy. So what does he do? He follows that conspiracy to America, to New York City to be had, and he has friends over there. One is named Naomi, who's played by Sanaa, Lathan, and he has a friend named Rob, who he worked with in the military. And what they start to uncover, which I won't spoil, leads into the onion situation, where more and more of the onion that's peeled to the core leads into much, much more than what he ever expected. That leads into people he may know from his past, and leads into a much wider conspiracy that is much more than a hit and run accident. And so, like I said, this is season 1 of this series. It's a series that's setting up a lot of moving parts, a lot of moving individuals. It's giving us every introduction that you can imagine for, a series like this. We're getting the people from New York, we're getting the people from Israel, we're getting our central character, and we're getting all the pieces of the villains and so on and so forth. And like I said, it's the Onion series where things start peeling apart as each episode goes along, but it also has the distinction of being the first Israeli show to premiere on Netflix. Now, that's a really cool concept because, not only is it allowing Netflix to go into other countries, but it's giving a much wider scope to TV series that you may never watch if you weren't from those particular countries. But it also has the distinction of being an Israeli-American production, so therefore it was filmed in New York as well as filmed in Israel. So the main character, named Lior Raz, is having to speak English when he's in America, unless he's talking to his friend, and then he's also speaking Hebrew when he's in his own country of Israel. And then when he's back and forth between, during the episodes, we see him switch back and forth between languages, which is a hard thing to do. I mean, if you really think about it, having to switch back and forth so, dramatically is pretty interesting. But the series has a lot of moving parts. It has a lot of things that get have revelations that get revealed during the 9-episode arc. It's a series that moves pretty quickly, and it gives us a lot of information, which leads to a conclusion that will definitely lead to a season 2 if it gets promoted or picked up for season 2, which is not always Netflix's strong suit. These series are very hit or miss when it comes to series that I am really intrigued by or really love. I'm not into the procedural cop dramas. I'm not really into like the NYPD Blues or the series that deal with murder mysteries and stuff like that. But what the series had me intrigued by was the simple fact that it was not only was it only 9 episodes, but it looked like a conspiracy thriller type TV series. It looked a lot like that series Beckett, or that movie Beckett, which I just watched, which I'm really loved. I really thought it was a great movie. And when it comes to a TV series like this, when it allows for the individuals to be, not only from different countries and coming over to America and everything kind of, falling apart and falling into place like a chessboard, I can get on board with that. Like I said, when it's 22 episodes, it's really hard to follow. But when you get to 9 episodes, like a regular, cable network series or a streaming service series, I'll give it, a couple episodes to see what it was like. And I will say this, I loved every minute of this first season. I think this season was awesome. And the reason I say that is, yeah, it's a little procedural, which I'll kind of downgrade just for that a little bit. But I think the fact that it's only 9 episodes and it leaves no meat on the bone, or I should not say not meat on the bone, but it doesn't leave any fluff or fat on the bone, I guess you could say. It allows the show to be lean, to push itself forward, to kind of give you one straight story instead of having to go through these different arcs. It's something that really works to its advantage. It doesn't feel like you lose any time. It doesn't feel like you get bored. There's nothing that just kind of completely falls by the wayside. Every piece is particularly placed is, you know, put into on the chessboard, and each time the chessboard is moved, that is very important to the point of the story. And it really works because not only is the story interesting and engaging, but also the characters are well written. They're three-dimensional. They have a lot of interesting concepts behind them. I think the character Segev is really fascinating because he's only an individual that has a past to him, but he just was a regular father and husband and wife, you know, so on and so forth. And to watch him have to go through the ends of the earth to uncover what exactly is going on in this first season is, you know, pretty great. I think Lior does a lot of great work here, as well as, you know, Sanaa Lathan, who plays Naomi. And to watch him and to watch, you know, everybody around him is just, it really works to its advantage and does a really nice job with the concept that could be a little humorous and over the top and silly in a lot of aspects. But and the other thing that really works to its advantage with this series is the fact that a lot of the story takes place not even with Segev. A lot of the story takes place over in Israel. His sister, who's having a baby, is working in the police department. You know, she has a boyfriend that she's trying to deal with, and there's some stuff going on there that kind of helps fold into the story that's going over in New York City. And I like how both stories really kind of fold upon each other, and how when the series gets to the end of the first season, the stuff that's happening in Israel really affects the stuff that's happening in New York City and vice versa. So with that said, I really think that the series does a nice job of just keeping everything in check, making you not really confused, and allowing the story to kind of unfold, like I said, like an onion, where you just see the story kind of coming, and then some parts you don't see coming, and the twists and the wrenches that get thrown in the mix. You know, some of the characters that he deals with, some of his friends, and how they play out, and some of the everything that's happening in the show really kind of just works nicely with the spokes and the grease and the wheels and stuff. So overall, I thought this was a great first season to a show of a series I, you know, never heard of before until it premiered its first trailer. But I love it. I can't wait for hopefully the second season. Netflix, if you're watching this, please put a second season out for the series, because, you know, with the way the series or the way the season ends in the first season, I can't wait to see a second season. So it's definitely a winner. I think you'll be engaged for all 9 episodes, and yeah, it's a great series, especially starting out. So, but with that said, that is my take on the first season of Hit and Run. Thank you so much for watching. In the comments below, let me know if you're interested in seeing the series. If you have seen the series, what do you think of it? All that good stuff. Otherwise, if you like what you see on this channel, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at the top to find what's coming next. If you like the videos, awesome. Hit that like button, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.